The result of the presidential election was a focal point for Democratic lawmakers today during day 2 of confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett. Those Democrats want to know if Judge Barrett would recuse herself from considering cases related to the outcome of the upcoming election. They cited a federal statute that requires judges to recuse themselves from any proceeding in which their impartiality may reasonably be questioned. Also pointing to comments made by the president in which he hinted that the Supreme Court could ultimately decide the election result. Judge Barrett said she would only make decisions on recusal on a case-by-case basis.
I recently read a description by Justice Ginsburg of the process that Supreme Court justices go through in deciding whether to recuse. And it involves not only reading the statute, looking at the precedent, consulting counsel if necessary, but the crucial last step is that while it is always the decision of an individual justice, it always happens after consultation with the full court. So I can't offer an opinion on recusal without short-circuiting that entire process.
And with just 3 weeks until Election Day, we looked into whether the hearings are impacting voters in these final weeks. News Nation correspondent Joe Khalil has the latest from Washington, D.C.
There's little doubt Judge Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation would have a major impact on the makeup of the court.
I have an agenda to stick to the rule of law and decide cases as they come.
But the Democratic National Committee and the Trump campaign both say Barrett's nomination is also impacting the presidential race.
Nomination and then confirmation ultimately will be a boost for the president.
Trump campaign spokesman Jason Miller told us candidate Trump got a boost in the polls when he discussed Supreme Court appointments in 2016. Miller expects the same now as the public gets to know Judge Barrett this week.
They're saying this is someone who's very reasonable, is going to have a very smart approach to all these cases that she will be hearing.
Miller says her personal story as a devout Catholic mother certainly helps.
You can't go and try to paint Amy Coney Barrett some kind of wild-eyed lunatic when she's so likable.
For people sitting at home, it's less about who's on the court and about the issues that people are facing.
But Chris Marp, Deputy Communications Director at the Democratic National Committee, says voters are most concerned about issues like health care. Marp says in that sense, Barrett's nomination is a win for Democrats.
Amy Coney Barrett has made her position on the Affordable Care Act in her writings and otherwise very clear. That's going to motivate people to go to the polls.
Marr says that explains recent long lines to vote and the fundraising haul for a few key Democrat Senate candidates.
People are seeing just how much the courts matter.
And that was our D.C. correspondent Joe Khalil reporting.